This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit, Beaver Creek, which is being held virtually this year. Joining me right now is Paul Harbidge. He is the president and CEO of GT Gold. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is GTT on the TSX Venture. Paul, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Great to be here. Shame that we've got to do it virtually, but a sign of the times.
Sign of the times, but here I'm giving you a nice crystallized version of Beaver Creek for you to ruminate on for 2021.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's start with a quick overview and history of the company, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so GT Gold is a relatively new company. You know, we did our RTO in late 2016, so we're just over 3 years old. And in that time, we've made two significant discoveries. The first, Saddle South, precious metal-rich vein system, and then more recently, and which has been the real focus of our attention, is a new gold-rich copper porphyry system, which we've just released a maiden resource on. And these are, brand new greenfields discoveries. No one had ever worked on this property before. And that's really exciting when, this is in British Columbia, Canada, in the Golden Triangle, which has been, explored for, many decades. And as I said, this initial mineral resource, we've got indicated resources of 1.8 billion pounds of copper and almost 3.5 million ounces of gold, and a further inferred resources of nearly 3 billion pounds of copper, 5.5 million ounces. So that combined comes to almost 9 million ounces of gold and almost 5 billion pounds of copper. So now that we've got that broad metal content, we're taking that forward into our PEA as we progress through the year.
So what would you say makes the company unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
It's a short history. It's got new greenfields discoveries. We've got, 2 targets tested, 2 discoveries made. That's very rare. We've got a great asset. We've located next to excellent infrastructure. The main north-south highway through British Columbia cuts right through the project area. We've got hydro power line close by. So there's no challenges either from an infrastructure or from a topography, infrastructure or topography into developing this project as we go forward. I think there's a tendency that there's a lot of these big porphyry copper deposits are either, higher altitude, you've got to potentially desal water from the ocean and up into the Andes, or you're several mountain ranges back and you've got a major infrastructure project to be able to exploit this. That's not the case with us. I think, also we've got a strong management with a track record of making discoveries, progressing them through the value curve to development. And, we've got a great shareholder base. We've got a big strategic investment from Newmont, 14.9. Great shareholder, offer us lots of support. We've also got Ross Beatty there, almost 9%, good base of institutional as well as retail shareholders. And, we've also got significant exploration upside as well.
You alluded to my next question in talking about management. You happen to be on that team. So let's get your background. How did you join GT Gold and become part of this company?
I'm a geologist by education, an explorer by experience. So prior to GT, I worked 23 years in Africa. I headed up the exploration team at Randgold Resources for over 10 years and was instrumental in driving the big discoveries in West and Central Africa for Randgold. And then I moved to Gold Corp and I was a global head of exploration for Gold Corp for 3 years up until the acquisition by Newmont. And then it was actually Newmont who came to me and said that they'd invested into GT Gold. They'd made this discovery and GT was looking for a new CEO. So I contacted the board, did my own due diligence, and when I saw the core, when I saw the data, I recognized that this was a world-class discovery. All the pieces were on the table that needed to be, a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, needed to be put together, and I had no hesitation in joining, and I've not regretted it for one bit.
That's good to hear. You got to love where you work, right? You gotta get after it. So from what you can tell us then, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now for the rest of this year going into 2021?
Okay. Our field program season, it usually starts in June and works through till November. So even during the pandemic, we're fortunate that we're back in the field this year. We're testing new targets. We've recently announced that we're drilling at Quash Pass. This is a target sort of 6-7 kilometers to the south of the saddle area. It's 2 7-kilometer long soil anomalies, both gold, copper, silver. Coincident with geophysics. We've got rock chips that confirm bedrock mineralization. We've seen alteration. We've got porphyry, combined length of 14 kilometers in a mountainous area. Really exciting target and great to be drilling there. So, watch this space for drill results as we progress through the field season. We've got more metallurgical work coming from Saddle North that further de-risks the project. And then we're working towards completing the preliminary economic assessment as we go forward towards the end of this year into early 2021.
And with that, where can my audience go and find more information about GT Gold?
Yeah, please visit our website at www.gtgoldcorp.ca.
Well, with that, Paul, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
Yeah, thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Again, my name is Robert Kraft. I'm your host for SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, being held virtually this year. Paul will be there presenting GT Gold, and I thank you all for listening today.